Oh, okay. Hello, my beautiful YouTube family. Oh, I'm not gonna cry. God, where are we going with this? I guess I'm just very excited. I have a special human coming into town, and he's coming into town to like make my life easier as I prep and hopefully bring Gracie home. Oh my God, I want to vomit when I say that out loud. Something that I just want to, there's just a little bit of explaining I have to do. Also, I would be talking into a microphone, but Leo is on a mission to eat everything electrical that is of use to me. Like he ate through the Wi-Fi cord, just the Wi-Fi cord, which is plugged into a bunch of other things, just Wi-Fi. I digress. The other week we went through and we started clearing out the barn. I got to a point of demo where I started to notice the structure of the roof. It just didn't look okay. And so I thought having my neighbor coming out and looking at it and giving me a quote would be a great next step. But there are some top secret projects going on behind the scenes as to why I am moving how I am through projects. So when my neighbor said, you know, if you're going to just fix this and spend the money to fix this entire thing, you might as well just demo it and build the barn of your dreams, which I completely agree with. However, this leads me to my next point. Gracie she has had a big area up at the rescue for a bit, but she was also alone up there. She gets to go out into the arena at Darla's and has a big place to run, but like when she comes here, I would like her to have as much space as financially possible that I can afford for her to be able to move her body around and explore. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this out loud. There are just some things behind the scenes that I am holding off on projects for. And the barn is a big one. So when my neighbor said, you know, if you're just going to work on it, if you're going to do all that to it, demoing it and just rebuilding it makes more sense. I completely agree with him. That money, though, that I'd be paying him is what I'm going to be putting into panels. Everybody knows that horses are not cheap. I have been financially struggling for 2 years. I'm just now getting back to a good spot where I'm figuring everything out. To bring her home, the panels, yes, of course. I could just get a couple, put her in a 12 by 24 and call it a day. But like, I can't do that. I am going to be spending upwards of $3,000 on panels because she deserves space. I think when she comes here, my biggest thing is I need her to understand that she is priority here. And I know that she is a priority everywhere she goes, but like, she's the star of the show here now. And when she comes home, you know, I am going to be getting her a buddy, but I'm going to bring her here and let her decompress and just learn her a bit and then build the second area for a second horse because that's just how it's gonna go. Instead of spending all this money to get the barn done, which really just only benefits me, like really put that money from the barn into the panels, give Gracie all of this space, and then take a little bit of a budget and really hone into her area. So all that to say, come with me as I DIY it's kind of like a temporary stall until we have the means to end to build our dream barn. You know what I'm saying?
Darla's place has become such a place of peace for me, and it's weird to think that I'm essentially building to take Gracie away from it and come to my house, but there's like a bittersweet ending there, right? Because she has enabled me to have this beginning with Gracie to start this chapter. I haven't said much, but I have been my journey has been really difficult to stay a part of a rescue or a volunteer program because the humans there have basically chose drama and the humans over the horses. And Darla is my first experience where that is not the case. And I've been able to learn exponentially to be able to bring, Gracie to my property. That's absolutely insane to me. Not only on top of that, I am able to use her facilities. I'm able to watch how she grooms her horses, how she trains, their routine, the supplements she gives them, how she tends to their needs, the rehab. There's just so much that she does that has blown my mind. But now I'm able to go into executing my barn like that.
I forgot to screw that in. Fun fact. Oh, don't do what I just did. Oh my God, I totally forgot to screw that in. Not okay.
Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I am bringing Gracie home, allowing her to decompress and allow us to bond before I'm bringing in a second horse that both of us do not know. I want to be a confident leader for her and establish our ground before implementing a buddy. And so this barn, not to be rude to the other horses that I will be getting, but this is her home. She has been a guest in everybody's houses. Her original home was the wild, and so for her to come now not back, but come to a place that is her forever home, she deserves this entire building to be her space. Per usual, I am building on the fly, but one thing I am keeping in mind is my past experience, as I mentioned, with volunteering the rescue places, is they don't really build based off of functionality of how they move with the horses, where Darla's property is very streamlined. Like, everything is efficient, and it has I don't know how to put it other than it has like movement. Like, she is able to do her daily chores and move through in a very efficient way and circle back to her barn to end the day. And that's kind of my goal here. But again, we are focusing on Gracie stable. So I'm reinforcing the structure to make sure that, the roof is good before adding all the details. I know I'm not using this in the traditional sense of like camping or RV or outdoor life right now because we are in triple digit heat over here. However, I do have to say, this is the sole reason I'm able to film outdoors right now, because I just plug in my misters, my fan, any type of cooling mechanism anywhere I don't have power. Even my camera that needs to be plugged in or batteries to be charged. It's like my power station for all of these episodes. So thank you, Anker, for sponsoring today's episode. Let me tell you guys more about the C1000. The Anker SOLIX C1000 is a small, compact power station that actually has a really fast recharge time of 58 minutes, which charges 27.5% faster than other power station with the same capacity. You can also download the Anker app and check real-time status and remote control the power output of the C1000. Not only do I love the fact that when I walk away, if I'm not near it, I can just check my app because my phone's always on me and like make sure this is good to go at all times. I also love that no matter what I need plug-wise, there's 11 different ports that can fit up to 99% of appliances. Like, I don't have to stress, it's all right here. There's even the carport, like, it's got everything I need, and it's tiny but mighty. Once it cools off and I enter my road trip RV outdoor camping era, it is Anker all the way. There's truly something for every need in that area, and I can't wait to explore it all. If you guys are interested in getting your own portable power station, the C1000 expansion battery is now in stock, and you can go grab that in the link in the description or in the pinned comment like I mentioned. Thank you so much again, Anker, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back into all the DIYs. I mean, you see me just dragging this thing along with me throughout the day. It's keeping me alive out here. Okay, so I just kind of DIY'd a budget friendly. Everybody uses like a metal tracking system. And again, since I don't need to be investing so much, you guys probably can't even hear me. I just DIY'd this little, what am I saying? I DIY'd a wooden track to slide the siding in versus metal. Deal with it tomorrow. It's so interesting getting into like a little bit of a schedule. I'm trying to, at least my summer schedule is always off for me, but it can't be off because of the aminals. I think the biggest thing for me that has been a struggle is, but I've been doing really good at it, is taking things one thing at a time. To push it even further on top of that, not even one thing at a time, but recognizing that if things don't get done right, like if I don't get a completed project for an episode, I'm not a failure, whereas like the last 2 years, that's where my mind has been. So with like the Gracie thing, typically I would not share, I wouldn't share anything until that barn was like perfect, which is ridiculous because that's not how the process goes. Anywho, I say all of that because I've never owned a horse. I've never brought a horse home before, but I have been around enough horses and people that own them where like they need shade, water, and shelter. And so I am trying not to overthink it because things can always evolve, just as my property has. And Darla is always reminding me like, hey, what you see here when you come here
you know, this property never used to look like this. A lot of work goes into this, and you take it chunk by chunk and phase by phase. I still want to make it cute. I still want to make it a place that feels completed and feels thought of, and not like when you walk out there, it looks like I like discarded a horse into an open barn just because it was there. That being said, I'm adding some color because I just think making it more like my favorite movie, Practical Magic, just a lot of character, a lot of texture, almost like it feels like a movie set, but it's not. It just makes you kind of, I just want it to teleport you as I do with every other space. Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up as much as we possibly can. I'm very excited. I'm gonna go paint right now. Okay, so now we're gonna add the metal screen over here. We're also gonna make a hay feeder zone because this is where I'll keep the hay, and I just want to make my life easy. Pick it up in the morning, throw it through the slow feeder. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm kind of having weird flips cooling towel around neck. I'm having some weird moments today in a good way. Chef's here, and I keep kind of going in and like touching base with him throughout these feelings. Bringing Gracie home is something I've really fought tooth and nail for, which you guys on YouTube here know so well. And I'm constant. I have my background on my phone is like little Rachel with a horse, and you can. That's just where everything kind of began. Doing the work to get away from the mentality of like I don't deserve Gracie, or Gracie isn't really mine. And when I say tooth and nail, like I haven't really shared much at all about the behind the scenes besides Cali passing away. And I've alluded to some things here and there. However, you know, there's a lot more to this story. So now that we're here, it's really interesting because there's a lot of peace kind of washing over me, like through all the drama, through all the people I've gained and lost, and the experiences I've gone through, and the people that I've stuck by my side through the lowest. This is the moment, you know, that I have been working so hard towards. And I am not perfect. I never will be, obviously. We all know that. But what's cool is watching my anxiety try to grab something big right now and ruin this moment of building the stable, and having this new progress mentality of, hey, you're fine, you're safe, and you're right here. So it's weird. I'm like doing probably the most important thing in my life, prepping to bring my girl home. And thank God I had the crappiest last couple of years of my life, because it has progressed my mentality to the point of being able to check myself and really be able to show up for myself right now as my nerves start to set in. So if you're wondering about color, clearly your girl's feeling a certain type of way. I think it'd be really fun to have really incredible looking structures from the outside, but on the inside they're just full of character. So with this one, the exterior of the barn's gonna look not as crazy, and then when you walk in, it's just full of life and vibrancy to the point where you kind of have to sit and be with it and live with it. So cute. I love these color combinations.
then this is also a bed. It pulls out to a bed. It'd be so fun. Camp out with the horse. I think it's cute.
It's really cute.
Sorry, I needed some validation. This will be like tack and feed room. You know, only one horse right now, so a little one horse barn. And I think just on top of it all, the horseshoes just being there, those are original to the house. You know, we'll just add with that. Now, clearly there is a lot more to do, but I mean, I can sleep. This pulls out to a bed, and I can sleep in the stable with my girl. I want to either weld or make something a little bit more unique that is gonna take away from all these edges. I want something curved, so that will be my next step, and then adding those 2 doors and wrapping up the rest of the barn. This will get wrapped up, but this is a shower. This will be where she can get groomed. There'll be a hitching post, hay, stable, which we just built, be able to sleep, tack room, workshop area if I need it. When you walk through here, this door, I'll have my wheelbarrow right here. It will ramp out into here, and what you see raked is her essential yard that she'll have access to all the time. And then we have a lot more work to do around all the land to fence her in. But when you walk back here, you know, we got to work on her. We got to work on what she sees. It's cute from that side. I got to work on it from, it's still got to be cute over here for her. I know that I'm building for my younger self. Like my 5-year-old Rachel, who posed with a horse, a mini horse, for the first time in front of McDonald's, like that Rachel. She's the one I'm building for right now, and it feels really good. I just think this and the greenhouse have quickly become 2 of my most favorite places on the property. From closed up to a barn.